Hey everybody, Alex here, Out of the Park 23, Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, episode number 15, and we are getting ready for the 2027 MLB opening day as the Pittsburgh Pirates will take on the NL Central foe, Milwaukee Brewers. Let's recap spring training, the roster, and then get you ready for the first game of the season. Overall, a successful spring training for the Pirates. Not many injuries and clean sheet overall in terms of the lineup. So just a quick look at the lineup overall. Leading off will be Steven Kwan, who was really strong for the Pirates, being claimed off waivers from the Giants last year. One of our top prospects, number 6 prospect in baseball, Delfin Ramirez, will be making his Major League debut to kick off this year. Had, I think, 5 or 6 home runs in spring training. Still working to develop his game a little bit. Not the best defensively, but a ton of power in that bat, which we need. Ke'Bryan Hayes will come back after a really strong, almost 4-WAR season defensively. Very good, of course. Ryan Reynolds, happy to be back as a Pirate. He will hit in that cleanup spot. Not a great spring for him, but hopefully just knocking off some rust there. RJ Schreck will be playing out he's listed to DH, but he'll be in right field for us in this game. And he did an alright job last year, slightly above average, but 20 home run potential in that bat. Gavin Sheets was a little questionable if he was going to make this team or not, but we're going to stick with him for the moment after having a 107 WRC plus and a 282 average last year. I did skip Brock Wilken, one of our up-and-coming players, and acquired from the Rangers in a deal that sent catcher Carter Binns over. And I don't know if I love that deal or not, but we'll see how it goes. A lot of power again in that bat, very similar to Ramirez trying to develop. Was not very good in Pittsburgh last year in relatively limited action, hitting just 227 negative WAR overall, but we'll see how he does. He's still pretty young. 8-hole will be our great glove shortstop Edwin Arroyo Jr., who had almost a 3-WAR last year and not miserable with the bat, a 79 WRC plus for a shortstop with such a defensive-minded ability and mentality. We'll take that overall. And then in the 9-hole will be Elias Diaz, the veteran captain catcher. Bench options include backup catcher and free agent signing Cam Gallagher, with some infielders in Nick Gonzalez, who will rotate with Gavin Sheets as a DH. Really regressed last year, not even close to the mark he had in 2025, but a captain, and we'll try to push through with him. Corbett Vivas is going to be a really good bat for us. Pinch hitter opportunity. Was really strong last year and gets on base at a pretty high clip. And then in the outfield, Hudson Head will be a backup outfielder. Better in the corners, but can play center field. We'll give him a shot. Did not go well last year, trying to return and recoup into that 2025 form when he had a 115 WRC plus. Some notable guys who got sent down include one of our former first-round picks, Tatsuri Nageshi, who was not going to be happy with that. He probably will come up at some point this year, just did not have a great spring and just has not worked the way that I hoped that it would. One guy I didn't want to send down and certainly could come up if things don't go great is James Wood, acquired from the Mets back in 2024. He had a really strong spring for us, just a numbers game with him, but I'm hoping he'll come up and make an impact for us at some point this season, certainly when injuries strike. Pitching staff, you guys see the top 4 here. We'll watch Christopher Cruz pitch today. Alec Marsh will be the number 2 pitcher in the rotation, followed by Luis Avito, and hopefully he stays healthy. He'll certainly need to. The talent is there. Miguel Yair, I guess is how you say that. He was really good for us last year. The numbers overall might not look great, but throws 5 decent pitches, and that certainly helps. We have Asa Lacy, who will be our number 5 starter. I'm kind of playing with numbers right now to go a little bit heavier in the bullpen. Had some tough decisions to make there, but Asa Lacy will come up and pitch for us pretty soon. I'd imagine. Got him in a trade with KC, and that was back in 2024 for Andrew Benintendi. And so, man, that's a guy maybe you should go out there and sign. That's not looking too bad out there. But I think Lacy's career can be reborn in Pittsburgh. Like I said, really heavy in the bullpen, a ton of tough choices there. Didn't really have many injuries. The only injury we suffered in terms of carrying over into the start of the seaon during the spring was Ryan Sheriff, who strained his triceps, a lefty specialist brought in on a minor league deal, and so that wasn't the worst guy to lose overall. But bullpen and Nick Mears, who's been excellent. Tyler Duffy will be really good for us. Victor Vodnik, certainly don't have to look at the overall. He certainly pitched a whole lot better than that in his time in the big leagues. Andrew Schultz, one of the better trades we've made, is Colt Tucker, still with Houston. That was the deal, and they've got nothing out of Tucker. Still with the Astros. Yeah, he was a 46 WRC plus and over 200 plate appearances last year, so I think we won that trade by a pretty wide margin. Jason Foley's been really good for us throughout his time, a strong waiver claim acquisition. Here's a guy, No Toribo. I didn't want to DFA him. He was out of options. I felt like he would get claimed. I want to give him a chance. He was really strong in the spring. He's got starter, bullpen, long relief potential there. Wanderson Charles, the control's iffy, but the stuff plays really well. He was not very good for the Pirates last year, but settled down this spring. I want to give him a second chance. And then there's the lefties, Trey McGow, long reliever, also a lefty, has been really good for us overall. Really strong performances from him. And then Denny Bentley, last year's Rule 5 pick. He made the club over Mac Lemieux, who we traded for with Oakland this summer, or this offseason, I should say. And if I can find him there, but just got squeezed out based on how deep this bullpen was and the lack of injuries there. But he's a guy that'll be in the minors and come up probably if there's an injury to anyone, especially a lefty. Quick look at the preseason predictions around baseball. It's Boston narrowly over Baltimore in the AL East, Kansas City in the Central, Houston in the West. You can see the top hitters and pitchers there. Some familiar names in the NL out there in the East. The Mets over the Phillies in the Central. The Cubs, who won the Central last year, projected to win it again. Pittsburgh at 80 and 82. Again, the Pirates were 82 and 80 last year. Not projecting our offense to do a whole lot, but projecting our defense to be decent overall, a decent pitching staff. And out there in the competitive West, the Padres projected to win it over the Dodgers for the top hitters. No Pirates on there, but Christopher Cruz does make the top pitchers projected list. And actually, I don't know if I said this in the offseason video. I don't think I did, and I apologize because I haven't played the offseason in a while, but Christopher Cruz did not win Rookie of the Year last year, but he was the Cy Young Award winner. It was really kind of strange there. He won the NL Cy Young Award in 2026, and but did not win Rookie of the Year. He got edged out by somebody. I forget who it was. It was an outfielder or some batter position player. But I should have mentioned that, and I apologize that I did not. Christopher Cruz, in his rookie year, won Cy Young, but not Rookie of the Year. All right, quick look at the lineups, and a lot of former Pirates in that Milwaukee lineup, including Michael Ciani, who was taken by Milwaukee in the Rule 5 draft. You have Adam Frazier, a former Pirate from many years ago at this stage of the series. Also, O'Neal Cruz will play third base after he's staying in the Central. Pirates, Cubs last year, briefly in the majors, and now with the Brewers. And I believe that's the three ex-Pirates in Milwaukee. Starting lineup on the hill for the Brew Crew will be Corbin Burns, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Not as good of a year in 2026, but certainly always dangerous to face, and it appears he had a really dominant spring. So it's opening day, the home opener for the Pittsburgh Pirates at PNC Park. So let's take you out to Pittsburgh, PA, and get this 2027 season started. It's a beautiful start to the 2027 MLB season, as the Pittsburgh Pirates will host the Milwaukee Brewers for Game 1 out of 162 this year, hoping that this is the year for the Pirates, who have been slowly improving after that 100-loss season just 2-3 years ago, back over 500 last year, as they will open things off with a former Pirate, Ciani, going back to left field, and that one is caught at the track. So Michael Ciani knows a thing or two about trying to attack Christopher Cruz, last year's Cy Young Award winner. That one just not quite enough carry, and as Adam Frazier will draw a walk with his great eye and ability to get on base to bring up Trevor Story, now in Milwaukee, and he cannot check and hold his swing, and so Cruz gets his first strikeout and he's got great stuff overall in those back-to-back Ks as Sano strikes out on the curveball. So that walk, Cruz works around, and the Pirates will go to bat for the first time this year. Steven Kwan will lead things off for the Pirates. Again, claimed off waivers from the Giants last year. Had a really hot start, cooled down a bit towards the end, but he'll be our leadoff hitter to start this year. So ground out to former Pirate Oneil Cruz in his revenge game. Delphin Ramirez, his first at bat, and he will strike out. So 1-2 forget. Certainly a tough matchup when you're facing Corbin Burns. Key Brian Hayes will come in and lightly tap that one to second. And it's 1-2-3, go the Pirates. We'll go top 2. Cruz on Cruz. Christopher against O'Neill, as it's a full count. And Cruz will strike out maybe that one a bit outside. Cruz never had the best eye. As another full count, Cruz struggling to end these at-bats pretty quickly today. But he will get the ground out to short. That was Arroyo to Wilkin. 1-2 count. And there is Cruz's 4th strikeout of the game. So Christopher Cruz off to a good start as the Pirates will try to get on the board. Don't believe we won an opening day this year in all the videos I've recorded in this series. I believe we've lost every single opening day. So I want to break that streak today as Reynolds strikes out. And it'll be a good swing by Shrek going back to center. But playable and caught by Siani. And so Wilkin on a full count payoff pitch. That one inside, bit of a dribbler. The catcher has it. And the Pirates will still look for their first hit of this game. So Milwaukee, as we go top 3, a pitcher's duel early on. As the catcher, Brian Neveretto, I guess is how we'll say it. 1-2 count. And that one caught the edge on the cutter for one away to bring up the shortstop, Luis Marino. Another 1-2 count. And he will look at a strikeout as Christopher Cruz up to 6 of them through just 2 2/3. It is opening day, so got to watch the pitch counts a little bit. Don't want to run these guys, anything close to 100 pitches, especially for a still young arm like Christopher Cruz. The overall starting pitching staff, pretty young overall. A guy like Dylan Lesko in the minors as well. He was not part of spring training, but our top pitching prospect. We'll see how he does this year as that is a line out to Herrera over there at first base. That was from Gavin Sheets. So Arroyo will come in, both sides looking for a hit here. Most things in the infield today. Arroyo grounds out to short, and so Diaz will try to get Pittsburgh on the base paths on a full count. And that one's hit well to left as it has Carey going back is the left fielder who'll make the catch, and so we'll go top 4. Both sides looking for a run, just looking for a hit. Milwaukee with their 2, 3, 4 hitters. Adam Frazier stepping in. Someone's got to get a hit at some point with the bunt. Frazier trying to get on however he can, but that will not work as Diaz makes a nice defensive play. Story to third. Hayes gloves it and throws on to first for 2 away. Cruz now at 51 pitches against the veteran Miguel Sano, the longtime Twin, and he will strike out at the curveball. So looking for some offense. I could retitle this series as Pittsburgh Pirates franchise looking for some offense. We'll go bottom 4. And Kwan in the hole. Third baseman has it. And it has been a defensive start. That happens, though, early in the year when you have your top pitchers, opening up the day. As that one will not fall in. Nice job by Sano to make the catch. As that was Ramirez, who was 0 for 2 to start his Pirates career. Feel like we have some good power in the lineup this year, which has been missing, but not showing it so far as Hayes strikes out. So we're still going top 5. Looking for a hit by either side as Cruz gives that one a charge to center. And Reynolds, a couple steps to his left, will make the catch. Urias coming in, 0-2 count. That one lofted. Reynolds coming in. He'll call off Kwan and make the catch. 2 away. 1-2 count to Herrera, and he will strike out at the slider. So Christopher Cruz spotless so far, but so has his opponent, Corbin Burns. Will go bottom 5, 0-0. 2-0 to Reynolds. The shift is on, and that one's passed. And so someone has a hit. Finally, bottom 5. Reynolds beating the shift. The third baseman playing closer to a shortstop alignment. That one under his glove. And so there's finally a hit in this game. Now looking for a run, and that might be provided by RJ Shrek going back over the Clemente wall. RJ Shrek, 2-run shot near the deck. Cannonball coming. .388 feet for RJ Shrek, putting Pittsburgh on the board 2-0, following that Reynolds leadoff single. 17 home runs last year for Shrek. That'll be 1 to start this season, as Wilkin will ground out to first for the first out of the inning to bring up Gavin Sheets, the former Chicago White Sox player, as that one shallow right, and that'll be caught by Sano. The 8-hitter, Arroyo, again, great defensively. I think he had almost a 10 zone rating last year, as that one will drop in at Sano's feet. Bring up Diaz, the catcher. And on a 3-1 count, that'll dribble to second. And so 2-0 as the Pirates go top 6, thanks to the Brian Reynolds single and then the long ball by RJ Shrek. Cruz will face 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Milwaukee. The catcher, Navarro, coming in, and he will strike out. Now, Marino looks pretty light hitting overall, and he will look at strike 3. That's 10. Double digits for Christopher Cruz. And Michael Ciani, 0 for 2 today. Full count payoff pitch. That one inside, and that'll walk Cruz. 80 pitches. Excuse me, that'll walk Ciani. 80 pitches for Cruz. So I think the bullpen has to get going here, as Adam Frazier, the lefty, has a walk today, and that one is going to be lined at third to keep Brian Hayes. And so that's going to close the book on Christopher Cruz, and what a great outing it was. That is 6 shutout innings, no hit innings. I know that there are going to be people that want to see Christopher Cruz try to get the no-hitter. That's a good point. It's a valid point. If it wasn't opening day, maybe you would change that, but I haven't had Cruz throw more than 55 or 60 pitches in the spring, and I don't think chasing that no-no is going to be worth it. So I know that'll be some criticism for that, but probably going to be it for Cruz, as he's at least in line for hopefully a win, as Kwan grounds out to short. Now Ramirez will try to look for his first hit. It's been a lot of strikeouts. Tough start for Delphin Ramirez. Now keep Brian Hayes coming in. 1-0 count. That one inside, but Hayes is able to get a piece of it, and that one's a single into left field to bring up Brian Reynolds. 2-2 count, and that one will be grounded to Herrera, who steps on the bag as we go top 7, still 2-0. As great as Christopher Cruz was, and as cool as no-hitting the Milwaukee Brewers through 6 is, I'm just not going to push it. 81 pitches, that's enough for me. We're going to trust the bullpen on this one and bring in Tyler Duffy to face Trevor Story. So I know I'll probably get some critiquing for that, and that's understandable, but isn't worth chasing it. Cruz is just too valuable to us overall. If this was July, then I would certainly attempt it. But Tyler Duffy looking good, striking out Story and Sano, who's wearing that golden sombrero with the 3 strikeout game. O'Neal Cruz stepping in. And that one hit well, going to right. Going back is the right fielder, and he'll make the catch. That is RJ Shrek. And so Tyler Duffy works clean, as we could have a potential combined you-know-what. I think I've already spoiled by saying what was happening, so I've kind of jinxed it, and so I might as well just let that thing ride. But that'll probably be it for Tyler Duffy. 10 pitches. Let's see who I want to get moving right now. Probably Jason Foley. Don't want to tax one guy too much. RJ Shrek, though, will lead things off, who has the only RBIs of the game with that home run to right earlier, and he will draw the walk. So a nice start for RJ Shrek, as Brock Wilkin stepping in, looking for that, trying to find out what works best at first base this year, and that's going to work well against the shift. Wilkin to the wall. Shrek's going to go to third. Will he come home? He will, and Wilkin will hold that second for the double. And so trying to find some production, some power from first base with, Wilkin. You got Shrek, who can play both. Gavin Sheets as the DH. Nick Gonzalez, what can he offer? That's really what I'm watching this year, as Gavin Sheets will come in 2-0. And that one, can of corn for the right fielder. He'll make the catch. as there's one away for Arroyo Jr. on the bottom of the order, but Arroyo with a single, and again, not a light hitter, but not a terrible hitter, not a total liability, and that will at least move Wilkin over to third, although there's 2 outs, so it doesn't matter all that much. Elias Diaz will try to bring him in. Corbin Burns, 94 pitches. They're going to leave him in. Bit of a bold move as Diaz will strike out there. But the Pirates get a run to go up 3-0. We'll go top 8. Jason Foley coming in relief of Tyler Duffy to face Urias on a 2-1 count. And that one will be the Milwaukee Brewers' first hit of the game. It'll be extra bases for Urias, a leadoff double. And so Milwaukee finally getting some offense. As that'll bring up Herrera, the first baseman. And that one is going to drop at Reynolds' feet. And the run is going to hold. That'll put runners at the corners. And Milwaukee already trying to threaten here. As our bullpen will have to start moving around a bit more, facing their light-hitting catcher, but runners in scoring position can't take anything for granted. As that one outside, 1-2 count, the throw on the first. Herrera comes back to the bag. As we'll try again, that one gets past. Oh, a wild pitch from Foley. It's not going well for Jason Foley, who was not great in this spring, still shaking off that rust. And he will at least get the strikeout of that 8-hitter. The catcher, Marino, will come in. So Jason Foley trying to limit the damage. And that one will be hit to third. Runner's going to go. Surprised to see the runner advance on a ground ball to that third base side. Maybe Hayes could have tagged him, but it's always hard to tell. And so Michael Ciani will come in as Adam Frazier, the lefty, on deck. See what Ciani, who did not play for the Pirates in the big leagues last year. Gonna just go after Ciani here. 2-0 count, hitters count, and that'll be hit well, and the Brewers will make it a 1-run game as they enter this inning without a hit, and they're gonna leave it with at least 2 runs. As Adam Frazier comes in, gonna have to visit the mound. Bentley's not ready, so Andrew Schultz will have to come in as the Pirates trying to get a win here, making it tough. Full count payoff pitch from Schultz to Frazier, and he will strike him out on the 98-mile-an-hour fastball. But Milwaukee gets a pair of runs to make this thing 3-2 and should make for a very interesting 9th inning as we'll sit down Denny Bentley. So now the Pirates will look for some insurance. Top of the order, Kwan, Ramirez, and Hayes due up. As Kwan 3-0, hopefully with that red light on, it will be. Burns still in the game. It's got to be taken out at this point, you would think. As he stays in, 101 pitches on opening day, just seems reckless. I mean, you saw how conservative we were with Christopher Cruz. Milwaukee not so, of course. Burns, more veteran pitcher, but still, don't get that one as Ramirez over 3 today with 2 strikeouts. As, man, Kwan gets picked off at first. Don't want to see that. Don't need to get greedy. Just trying to get that extra insurance run. And Ramirez 2-2 count. It's going to be hit well to left. And that one is gone. Out of here. Over the left field wall. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. The first home run in Delphin Ramirez's career in his first game. Gotta love that. Family's there, I'm sure. Happy to see it. Although I will say, again, if Stephen Kwan did not get picked off, this would be a 5-2 game. But we will take the insurance run and certainly hope that Ramirez can get that ball back, because that is one to remember, and that power that he had. Again, 6 home runs in spring training this year. Definitely has a lot of life in that bat. As Hayes on a 3-1 count will swing. Aggressive approach there, but he will ground out to second to bring up Reynolds, and Burns is staying in. I cannot believe it. On opening day, they're going to leave Corbin Burns in. Shift on. Reynolds beat it before. This one in the air this time, as the right fielder will call off the center fielder and make the catch. We'll go top 9 as the Pirates try to close out an opening day victory. It will be Nick Mears on for the save opportunity, facing Story, Sano, and O'Neill. Cruz 4-2, top 9. Pirates trying to close things out and turn their fortunes around after all the struggles they've had, as Trevor Story strikes out for a third time today. Sano already has 3 of them. Would love to make it 4. 3-1 count though. Mears falling behind, and he will walk Sano. Don't want to see the walk there. Oneil Cruz does have some power. Trying to get that revenge against his former team, the Pirates. 0-2 count. And Mears strikes him out on the fastball. Triple digits at 100 miles per hour. And they're down to Luis Urias. 1 for 3 today. Sano on first. 2 down. 1 on. 2-run game. Pirates up 4-2. 2-2 count. The pitch from Mears. And he will strike him out. And the Pirates win. Raise the Jolly Roger 4-2 on opening day. Finally get a first game win. And that feels really good. Again, Pittsburgh 1-0 on the year, beating the Milwaukee Brewers 4-2 on opening day. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for your Pirates. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Milwaukee. Pirates got 2 runs in the 5th, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. Milwaukee, both of their runs and their first hit did not come until the 8th inning. Overall, pretty defensive game, pretty clean game. Overall, besides the wild pitch that Jason Foley threw that led to Milwaukee's first run of the game. Nobody on either side had multiple hits in this one, although RJ Schreck was the biggest bat of the day with that 2-run home run for the first runs of the year. Had a walk as well, and so 6 hits overall for the Pirates. Good pitching battle across the board again. Corbin Burnes, 116 pitches opening day. Not sure about that one, but he was still solid overall, but allowed 2 home runs to Schreck and Delfin Ramirez. Can't forget about him again. First game home run. Love to see that. Christopher Cruz, 6 innings, 0 hits, 2 walks, 10 Ks. Again, I know that pulling him with a no-hitter was difficult to do, but it was the right decision to make. Jason Foley struggled, but Schultz and Mears closes things out. And look at that, a little achievement corner painter. I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe something for double-digit strikeouts and no hits. I don't know, but we'll take it overall. And Christopher Cruz, by the way, was player of the game if you could not already guess that. So, Pirates 1-0, hopefully a sign of things to come. We'll return sometime later this year, probably post-draft, to see where the Pirates are at and hoping that they can really compete. And this can be the year they at least make the playoffs. We have some out-of-the-park postseason baseball to stream for you guys. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you soon.